Hello. Today I would like to share an answer to prayer that I hope will encourage your heart. And maybe somebody out there may have struggled with the same thing that I have. So I'm going to give you a little bit about my family background to help you understand my prayer request. So I come from a big Catholic family. My mom was married. The first time she had 2 daughters and 2 sons, and that marriage ended in divorce. Then she met my dad, and she had 2 daughters. I was the second daughter, and then she had a son. Now, it was really important for her to have a son to carry on my dad's name. My dad was already 54 when I was born, and then 55 when my brother was born. So this was it for him. You know, they weren't going to have any more, and my dad was the only son left in his family to carry on the family name. So a lot of pressure for my mom she felt to carry on his name. But unfortunately, my brother was born with a heart defect, and he died at 10 months old. He had a stroke, and then he died. He didn't make it. After that, my mom went into a depression and was crying a lot and was very distraught. The doctors put her on medication to help her deal with it. And as a very young toddler, I didn't understand really why she was so sad. And I said, "But Mommy, you still have us. You know, what else do you say?" So my sister and I felt that, you know, the pressure that we weren't boys, and that we just felt like we didn't measure up. And then on top of that, my mom started having grandkids. 10 months after I was born comes her first grandchild. And here comes more grandchildren, and the family just, you know, grew, and I just felt lost in the bigness of it. And my mom said, I remember her telling me one time, "Oh, you were such a quiet baby, I would forget I had you." And I just got a message from that, like she would forget she had me. I don't think she meant it to sound like that, but it did to me, because I was just, you know, a kid, and it wasn't a positive thing. In our family, we didn't really hear very much affirmations. Mom and Dad didn't say, "I love you." It was just a general, "Oh, I love all my kids," but never "I love you." Never heard my dad say, "I love you." And my dad was older, very private, wasn't the kind to really sit you on your knee and hug you and have heart-to-hearts. He worked on the weekend. He worked during the week and came home on the weekends, but didn't really have much relationship with him. And then I lost him when I was 18, and felt like I never really got to know him very well. I later on became born-again Christian in my 20s, and after I became a Christian, I really desired to know of God, you know, am I special to you? And I shared that with somebody close to me, and they told me that's a vain prayer to ask of God. And that really hurt me, and I started doubting, you know, oh, maybe I shouldn't have asked that of God. And but I still pondered it in my heart, you know, if out of all of God's millions and millions of children, do you even know me? Do you know who I am? Am I special to you? Do you have enough love for me too? In 1 John 5:14 says, "This is the confidence if we have in approaching God, that if we ask anything according to His will, He hears us." He heard me. He answered my prayer, And it was one of those prayers that was really quick. I know there's some prayers that I've prayed for 15 years before I saw the answer, but this one came within a couple weeks. And this person, friend of mine, who I didn't really know very well or for very long, she didn't know my background, didn't know my family dynamics, did not know I was struggling with, needing to know I was special. And she gave me a thank you card, and I read the card, and in the card was a bookmark. Little pause there, I had to let my cat out. Okay, so the bookmark, I looked at it again, and I'll show it to you, covering up her name. I looked at it again, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. My prayer request, am I special to you, God? And I really felt like God put it on her heart to give me that bookmark. And I took it as God was answering me through her. Sometimes God, will speak through people. A lot of times His word. It could be a song, a billboard. God speaks to us in many ways, dreams. But this time it was the bookmark really spoke to my heart, and I took it as that was God letting me know, it's okay, I do think you're special. And it's no bother to God. God wants us to know He loves us, and He wants us to know we're special to Him. Two other scriptures I wanted to share with you is Psalms 147:4. He determines the number of the stars and calls them each by name. He calls each star by name. Is that amazing? Can you imagine how many stars there are? We can't. There's so many. And then Matthew 10:30, the hairs of your head are all numbered. God knows the number of our hairs on our head. God knows us inside and out. He knows what we're going to ask before we even ask. He loves us so much. When we stand before Jesus someday, we will know that He died just for us, as if we were the only person. He would have died just for us. I hope my story has blessed you, and that you know that you are special to God. It's not just me, that He loves each and every one of us so much. God bless you.